Tobacco. Tobacco or smoking is makruh in Islam. It cannot be said to be completely haram and prohibited, but it cannot also be declared as completely legitimate and halal. It lies somewhere between the two of the stipulations in Islam about consumables. Um, when it comes to the question of items that are makruh, we've already seen that it's a good policy to give them up, because although consuming them may not be completely haram and a sin, uh, doing it over a long period of time on a regular basis might cause one to come close to what is haram, and therefore it is a good, sane idea to avoid such items. Why is it wrong? Well, one of the reasons why smoking is considered to be wrong is that it has an adverse effect on our health. It is seen through examples of a large number of smokers that their health gets negatively affected by smoking. It causes a number of diseases, and it's now a scientifically established fact that there is a positive correlation between smoking and lungs cancer, for example, etc. So, what is injurious to the health of an individual cannot be considered a good item of consumption. We have been given our life and our bodies by the Almighty, and we are expected to take care of it. And if we are willingly indulging ourselves in consuming an item that is causing constant damage to it, it cannot be considered as acceptable and desirable item to consume. Moreover, passive smoking is a problem. When you are smoking and causing harm to your health, it's one thing. But if you are smoking and causing harm to the people who are sitting next to you, then the problem becomes more serious and acute. And that is why it is now considered a pretty serious problem that when people are seen smoking in the public, they are now not being allowed to do it quite as freely as people used to do earlier. We now know that there is a worldwide campaign launched against smoking and the selling of cigarettes. We do not have the advertisements of cigarettes anymore as we used to have in the 60s, 70s, and even 80s. This is because of the growing realization that a smoker does not only cause harm to his own health, he or she also causes harm to the health of others. So we will find now that in important public places, it is a law the world over that you cannot smoke. So it really is a good example of how, if a product is considered to be immoral, unacceptable for one reason or the other, people can come together to launch a campaign against the product, against the immorality, to discourage it from being sold, from being displayed, from being consumed. And from an Islamic point of view, there is yet another problem with smoking. Smokers do have a smell that you can sniff from being close to them. And obviously, we as believers are expected to say our prayers 5 times a day, ideally in congregation where there are people around us. And obviously, if a smoker is praying as well, then his smell is going to disturb others. Even the exhaling process will have the smoke and the nicotine effect, getting around to the people standing nearby. So it really is a good reason why a good believer should give up smoking, should not get indulged in buying, making, or selling cigarettes.